Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your country doesn't own its future energy. The power that fuels your car, lights your home, and drives your economy, all controlled by someone else. Not oil this time, but lithium, cobalt, and the invisible flow of clean power. The new global race isn't for black gold anymore, it's for green power. This is the energy power game. How countries are fighting to control clean energy. So here's the big question. Who will control the world's energy in the next 20 years? For the first time in a century, that answer isn't obvious. Oil built empires and started wars, but the 21st century is rewriting that story. Clean energy, solar, wind, hydrogen, and batteries, is about far more than saving the planet. It's about who owns the future economy. And right now, every major nation is racing for dominance. In the 20th century, whoever controlled oil controlled the world. But sunlight and wind don't belong to anyone. What is owned, however, are the tools that capture them: solar panels, wind turbines, and batteries. China saw this coming decades ago. While others debated climate goals, it quietly built an empire of clean energy. Today, China makes over 80% of the world's solar panels and refines most of the lithium and rare earth metals needed for electric vehicles. Now, the US, Europe, and others are trying to catch up, pumping billions into factories, green subsidies, and trade barriers. This isn't just about cleaner air anymore. It's about who survives the next economic revolution. Picture the map. China controls minerals, factories, and patents. The US fights back with massive investments like the Inflation Reduction Act, hoping to rebuild energy dominance. Europe struggles between ambition and dependency, importing much of its clean tech. Meanwhile, smaller players rise. Chile and Argentina hold the lithium that fuels the EV boom. The Democratic Republic of Congo, long overlooked, now supplies most of the world's cobalt. Unlike oil, clean energy doesn't have one choke point. It has many. Mining, refining, manufacturing. Each stage is its own battlefield, and every country is trying to secure its place in this new global chain. Clean energy flips the old model. Fossil fuels required constant buying and burning. Renewables demand massive upfront investment. But after that, the energy is almost free. That means whoever builds first wins big. A nation that produces its own solar and wind power gains independence. No more relying on imports, oil cartels, or volatile markets. That's energy sovereignty, and it's priceless. So countries are spending trillions. The US is investing more in clean tech than it did in the space race. China's banks fund renewables like they once funded railroads. Even Saudi Arabia is diversifying, not out of environmental guilt, but because they know oil's golden age is ending. This isn't about charity. It's about survival in a post-oil world. But here's what most people miss. Clean energy may be renewable, but the materials behind it are not. Solar panels need silver and silicon. Wind turbines rely on rare earths. EV batteries run on lithium, nickel, and cobalt, and those don't come from the sky. So while the world talks about going green, a new kind of dependency is forming underground. Mines in Africa, South America, and Australia are the new geopolitical hotspots. Whoever controls these resources, or the refining process, controls the clean energy economy. China saw this early and invested in mines around the world. Western countries are now scrambling to create friendly supply chains, trying to avoid being too dependent. It's like déjà vu, except this time, instead of oil tankers, it's shipping containers full of battery minerals. And just as the Cold War was fought with ideology and missiles, this new one is fought with trade deals, patents, and production lines. Let's zoom in for a moment. Imagine a world where energy isn't scarce, where the light in your room, the power for your car, the warmth in your home, all come from the wind, the sun, the earth itself. No smoke, no noise, no dependency. Just pure, clean power flowing freely. That's the dream. But getting there means rewiring the entire world economy. And that comes with a cost. In Congo, miners dig for cobalt under brutal conditions, often for a few dollars a day. In Chile, lithium extraction is draining water from fragile desert ecosystems. In China, factory workers produce solar panels under relentless quotas. Clean energy isn't clean yet, not for everyone. And yet, this struggle also carries hope. These very same technologies, once scaled, improved, and democratized, can lift billions out of poverty, bring electricity to remote villages, and replace pollution with opportunity. We're witnessing a revolution, messy, imperfect, but unstoppable. We've seen this movie before. When nations discovered oil, they built empires. But they also built dependence on imports, on alliances, on the planet's finite patience. Now, we're at a crossroads. Clean energy gives humanity a rare second chance to power the world without poisoning it. But instead of learning from history, many nations are replaying the same game. Domination over cooperation, profit over people. The next conflicts might not be over oil fields, but over lithium mines. Not over pipelines, but over patents. Control of technology may become more powerful than control of territory. The ones who innovate, who design the next generation of batteries, who build the smartest grids, they will write the rules of the future. And here's the twist. This power game doesn't just happen in boardrooms or parliaments. It happens in our wallets, our homes, our choices. The car we drive, the products we buy, the energy we invest in. These decisions ripple outward. We are part of this energy war, whether we realize it or not. So maybe the question isn't just who will win the energy race. Maybe it's, what do we want winning to look like? Do we want another century ruled by monopolies, whether they're oil giants or battery kings? Or do we want a future where energy is shared, decentralized, and fair? Imagine every home as a mini power station. Every neighborhood trading energy like information on the internet. Every nation connected not by pipelines, but by clean innovation. That's what a truly global energy revolution could look like. But it will only happen if we shift the narrative, from control to collaboration, from scarcity to abundance. The power game doesn't have to end with winners and losers. It can end with all of us winning, if we play it differently this time. The world is standing on the edge of a massive transformation. Clean energy isn't a distant dream. It's already here. But how we shape it will decide everything. Will it become another tool of dominance, or the foundation of a new era of equality and innovation? Every great change in history began not with power, but with vision. The steam engine, electricity, the internet, each one redefined what humanity could do. Clean energy could be the next leap, the one that saves our planet and redefines how we live together. Because the real energy of the future isn't solar or wind, it's human will, the drive to innovate, to care, to imagine something better. So, next time you think about clean energy, think beyond the panels, beyond the politics. Think about the possibility. What if your money actually worked for you? Not just in your bank, but in your planet's future. What if your choices helped rewrite the story of power itself? Maybe it's time to rethink how we see the future. Because the new energy game isn't just about who controls the world's power. It's about who we choose to become.